Let me show you how the slip and slide tools work while you're assembling your movie down in the sequence. And both are very effective at trimming. And let me start off by showing you the slip tool. So I'll navigate over to my toolbar, mouse click on this slip tool. And what will happen is if I want to utilize a different portion of this clip, I mouse click and drag, and you'll see up in the program window, the preview on the left, that large preview, represents the beginning of this clip, and the one on the right represents the end of the clip. So if I wanted the clip to start right there where the US Open sign is, that preview indicates that if I were to let the mouse go right now, that this clip would start with that first frame, and then the preview on the right would indicate that this clip will end with that frame on the right. And I'll let the mouse go to show you that if I mouse click and drag the playhead over, it indeed starts there, and it ends with a pan to the left on the beach, which is what I wanted. It started off looking a little different. In fact, I'll put it back where it was. It was right there where the clip didn't show the sign as it panned over to the beach. Now this is very common because a lot of editors may mark the wrong in and out point at the beginning when they're beginning to assemble their movie. Remember in a previous lesson I showed you that when you double click on a clip, you load it into your source window and then you mark an in and out point. You may have marked the wrong spot. And after you get to a certain point in assembling your movie, everything's timed and you realize, wow, I marked the wrong in and out point, but I can't change anything in the timeline or in my sequence actually without messing up the timing to possibly a voiceover or to music. All I need to do is change the in and the out point. So you can do that. In fact, let me take it a step further. I'll get rid of this tool by clicking on the selection tool. I'll double click on this clip to show you that here's the in and the out point, right? So here's the in point, here's the out point. And remember, if you double click on something, it loads it up into the source window. But I'd like this in point to be over here, somewhere over here. So I can see, in fact, if I click, I want to see that sign. So without making things real difficult, the slip tool allows me to do that here in the sequence. Take a look. If I navigate over to the slip tool, mouse click, I just showed this to you. I'll do it again though. I'll mouse click and drag, and I'll drag it to the right, and right about there we go. Now, if I mouse click on the playhead and play this within the timeline, or within my sequence actually, I'll mouse click and drag, and there you go. Now the clip starts where I want it to, and if you didn't notice, the duration of the clip did not change, and the duration of my sequence didn't change either. That's important because, again, at some point when you want to do a fine tune, and things are all timed with music and voiceover and dialogue, you don't want to change anything other than just this clip. That's how you do it. This particular tool is used to change the in and the out point of a clip without affecting everything else around it. Very, very handy tool. The next tool I want to talk to you about is the slide tool. So I'll navigate over to my toolbar, I'll click on the slide tool. Now this is pretty straightforward. Take a look. I'll just do this and explain as I'm doing this. I want to take this clip and move it to the left. If I move it to the left and I let it go, I've trimmed this clip a little shorter and I've extended this clip, right? If I do the same thing in the opposite direction, mouse click and drag to the right, if I let it go, I've extended this clip and I've shortened this clip. Now why would I want to do this? Because if I discover that this clip is in the wrong spot and I cannot change the overall duration of my sequence, then you want to utilize this tool. In fact, as I mouse click and drag, when you look up into the program window, what you're seeing there is the preview on the left, that large preview window on the left in the program window. That is the last frame of the outgoing clip. The preview on the right in the program window is the first frame of the incoming clip. So what's the outgoing clip and what's the incoming clip? This clip is the outgoing, this clip is the incoming. So as I mouse click and drag, you'll see what's happening to both of those clips as I perform this edit. And when you pay attention to what you're doing up there on the program monitor, that is, and of course down in the sequence, you'll realize what's happening, and this will make a lot more sense. And this is no different than any other tool that I've showed you. It's just going to require some practice, but I'm confident that when you practice both of these tools, you're going to like and use these a lot.